In the movie The Lion King, there's a scene where the young lions, Simba and Nala, are walking together as they adventure toward the elephant graveyard. Simba boasts, "I like to walk on the wild side," and with that is suddenly chased by hyenas through the wilderness. They barely escape with their lives, only because Simba's dad, Mufasa, arrives in time to save them. I think this scene captures the lure and the danger of the wilderness experience. The gospel today tells us that Jesus was driven into the wilderness by the Spirit. There he encountered both beasts and angels, as Simba and Nala did. On this first Sunday of Lent, I want to focus on the image of wilderness. We will together take some wilderness walks. Notice what we find there and how these experiences change us. Before considering some examples, I think it's important to acknowledge a few things about wilderness. First, a wilderness experience can be in many different dimensions: physical, emotional, spiritual, or relational. Second, it has both beauty and danger. Sometimes the beauty is quite apparent, and other times we have to look hard to find it. Danger is always part of this experience. How we deal with both the beauty and danger affects the outcome of our wilderness walk. And third, it's essential that we intentionally invite God into our experience and draw deeply from our inner strength, from the God within us. God is faithful and will never leave us, even in the darkest wilderness moment. Let's now walk together through a few wilderness experiences. The first is a snowshoeing experience Stan and I had a couple weeks ago in Colorado. In the early morning, we began our snowshoe trek on the Second Creek Trail, a beautiful but quite steep trail, about an hour and a half north and west of Denver. The first half of this remote trail was well marked, but eventually the markings disappeared. So we followed a more obscure path that only a couple people had taken until we reached the ridge at an elevation of 11,300 feet. It was snowing, and the beauty of the trees, trail, and ridgeline was breathtaking. There were no other people in sight, so we just basked in the wilderness moment of solitude, peace, and exquisite beauty. God was surely present. We could hardly believe how lucky we were to be feeling the falling flakes on our face in such remoteness. In the midst of this incredible beauty, however, we were also aware of danger, as the 40-mile-per-hour winds blew drifting snow all around us, covering our tracks. Although the drifts added to the beauty and our increasing sense of adventure, our better angels of decision-making prevailed. We decided to descend while we still had our bearings and happily made our way back. I believe God was ever present in this wilderness adventure, in our deep desire to explore remoteness, in the stunning beauty of the landscape, and in the decision to return when danger was imminent. Sometimes wilderness experiences are unexpectedly thrust upon us and are long struggles that challenge our endurance, such as a grief journey. 30 years ago, our 15-year-old nephew, Derek, died by suicide, and his parents and 3 siblings struggled mightily for years to make sense of this tragedy. Angels surrounded them from the start. Neighbors brought food, helped clean, and provided comfort through their presence. Although the family was not affiliated with a faith community, the pastor of a local Presbyterian church reached out to them and led a beautiful, personal, and inspiring service that was so comforting. In the midst of this darkness that was only beginning, these angels brought the light of love. As the months turned into years, however, the wilderness walk became more difficult, and the beasts of relational difficulties and depression surfaced. The hairline cracks in the marriage relationship between Stan's brother and his wife grew into canyon-like ravines. They tried to bridge this gap through counseling, but eventually divorced after 27 years of marriage. Our family endured yet another deep loss. Several years later, the arrival of grandchildren helped Stan's brother heal, and these angels brought joy and hope to a time of wilderness that finally began to wane. Last month was the 30th anniversary of Derek's death. I knew it was important to recognize this day, but honestly, I wasn't sure what the best way was to do this. So we sent a group text letting them know we were thinking of them and remembering Derek in a special way. They responded immediately, and their responses reflected a recognition that they are scarred but healthy and resilient, healed, yet at times still experiencing the sting of loss, and grateful we've been with them for each step. Having experienced both beasts and angels, they have emerged from this wilderness transformed, with a deeper understanding of life in its many dimensions. The final example is related to the wilderness walk of the pandemic, particularly that of nurses and hospital staff that care for COVID patients. Recently, Mainline Health sent a beautiful letter talking about how the staff rose to the challenge of providing compassionate care, helping patients connect with their families through FaceTime or Zoom, and wearing pictures of themselves over masks and face shields to bring a more human touch to the needed protective barriers. This beast of a virus sometimes could not be defeated. And the medical staff who so want to bring healing, instead were dealing with death much more frequently. To honor the patients who succumbed to COVID, they established an angel board where team members would place angels in remembrance of each person who died. Those who recovered from the virus were celebrated on a Rocky board, and the Rocky theme song was played throughout the hospital to cheer on each COVID patient as they were released. I bet you can hear that Rocky song now. I can't help but see God's faithful, compassionate love embodied in these healthcare workers and feel the reverence they have offered each patient. I pray that their wilderness walk and that of their patients will be a transformative and life-giving one. Each of us has experienced wilderness walks that we are living through now or have completed. These can be related to illness, life transitions, uncertainty, loss, or a call to do something, and can be personal or communal. As we begin this Lenten season, invite our faithful God to companion you on your wilderness trek and ask God what you need to walk this road. Be sure to rest in the comfort of our loving God, no matter how wild the journey may be. Always remember, as the second reading reminded us today, you are God's beloved. Happy Lent, beloved ones.